Hey there, my Golden Life family. Picture this. You're in your kitchen, reaching for a ripe golden banana, thinking it's the perfect healthy snack. It's sweet, it's convenient, and it's packed with nutrients, right? But what if I told you that the way you're eating that banana could be quietly working against your health? Especially for those of us enjoying our golden years. I know it sounds surprising, but stick with me, because today we're diving into something that could change the way you think about this everyday fruit forever. Welcome back to Golden Life, where we're all about living our best, healthiest, and most vibrant lives after 60. I'm so thrilled to have you here because this is a place where we learn, grow, and make small changes that add up to big results. Today, we're talking about a topic that's close to home for so many of us: bananas. They're a staple in our diets, but there are some serious mistakes we might be making when we eat them, mistakes that could affect our energy, digestion, and even our overall wellness. By the time we're done, you'll have practical, easy tips to make sure every banana you eat is doing your body good. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's dive into the first few mistakes you might be making with bananas and how to fix them. First, let's talk about something I used to do all the time: eating bananas that aren't fully ripe. You know, those bananas that are still a little green at the tips, firm to the touch and not quite as sweet. I used to think, oh, they're fine, I'll just eat them now. But here's the thing: unripe bananas can be harder for our bodies to digest. Especially as we get older, our digestive systems become a bit more sensitive over time. And unripe bananas contain something called resistant starch. Now, resistant starch isn't all bad. It can be great for gut health in small amounts. But when you eat a green banana, your stomach has to work overtime to break it down, which can lead to bloating, gas, or even discomfort. For those of us over 60, that's the last thing we want after a snack. Let me share a quick story. My friend Susan, who's 68 and loves her morning smoothies, used to toss in whatever bananas she had on hand, ripe or not. She'd complain about feeling sluggish and bloated afterward, but she never connected it to the bananas. One day, I suggested she wait until her bananas were fully yellow with a few brown spots. Those are the ripe ones that are easier to digest. She tried it, and within a week, she was raving about how much lighter and more energized she felt. The difference was night and day. So here's your first actionable tip: always choose ripe bananas. Look for ones that are bright yellow, slightly soft, and maybe even have a few brown speckles. Those brown spots aren't a sign of a bad banana. They're a sign that the starches have turned into simple sugars, making the banana sweeter and gentler on your tummy. Next time you're at the store or picking from your fruit bowl, skip the green ones and go for the gold. Now, let's move on to another mistake that's so easy to make: eating bananas on an empty stomach. First thing in the morning. I get it. Bananas are quick, portable, and seem like the perfect grab-and-go breakfast. But here's why this might not be the best idea for us. Bananas are high in natural sugars, which is great for a quick energy boost. But when you eat them on an empty stomach, those sugars can cause a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels. For those of us in our 60s and beyond, keeping our blood sugar stable is so important for maintaining energy, preventing mood swings, and supporting long-term health. That spike can lead to a crash later, leaving you feeling tired or hungry sooner than you'd like. Think about my neighbor Tom, who's 72. He used to start his day with a banana and a cup of coffee, thinking it was a healthy choice. But by mid-morning he'd be yawning and reaching for a sugary snack to perk up. I suggested he pair his banana with something that has protein or healthy fats, like a handful of almonds or a smear of peanut butter. The protein and fat slow down the sugar absorption, giving him steady energy instead of a roller coaster. Tom tried it, and he couldn't believe how much better he felt. No more mid-morning slumps. So here's your second tip. Don't eat bananas alone, especially first thing in the morning. Pair them with something nourishing, like a slice of whole grain toast with avocado, a small serving of Greek yogurt, or even a boiled egg. This simple combo keeps your blood sugar balanced and your energy steady, so you can tackle your day with a spring in your step. Let's touch on one more mistake before we take a little breather: storing bananas in the fridge too soon. I used to think putting bananas in the fridge would keep them fresh longer, but I was making a big mistake. When you store bananas in the fridge before they're fully ripe, it can mess with their ripening process and even affect their flavor and texture. The cold temperature slows down the enzymes that help the banana ripen, which means it might stay starchy and less sweet. Plus, if you're keeping them in a plastic bag or near other fruits like apples in the fridge, they can pick up weird odors or ripen unevenly because of the ethylene gas other fruits release. I learned this the hard way when I stored a bunch of bananas in the fridge, thinking I was being smart. When I peeled one a few days later, it was oddly firm and had a strange aftertaste, not the sweet, creamy banana I was expecting. After a little research, I found out that bananas are best stored at room temperature until they're ripe. Once they're yellow and speckled, you can pop them in the fridge to slow down further ripening, but only then. The peel might turn brown, but the fruit inside stays perfect. So your third tip is to store bananas properly. Keep them on the counter, away from other fruits, until they're ripe. If you want to save them for later, then you can move them to the fridge. But make sure they're in a breathable bag, not sealed plastic. This way you'll always have delicious, ready-to-eat bananas that taste amazing and treat your body right. We're just getting started, my friends. And there's so much more to share about how to make bananas your health's best friend. I'm so excited to dive deeper with you, because these small changes can make a huge difference in how you feel every day. Keep watching, because we're going to uncover more mistakes you might be making, and simple ways to fix them, all while keeping things easy and doable. Let's keep this golden life glowing. All right, my golden life family, welcome back to our journey of making bananas work wonders for our health. I hope you're feeling inspired after learning those first few tips about choosing ripe bananas, pairing them with the right foods, and storing them properly. If you're sitting there thinking, wow, I've been doing bananas all wrong, don't worry, you're not alone, and we're in this together. Today, we're diving deeper into a few more mistakes you might be making when eating bananas, and I'm going to share some super simple fixes that'll have you feeling your best. So let's keep the good vibes going and jump right in. One mistake I see a lot of us making, and I've been guilty of this too, is eating too many bananas at once. Bananas are so delicious and easy to eat that it's tempting to grab 2 or 3 in one sitting, especially if you're hungry or they're perfectly ripe. But here's the catch. Bananas are packed with natural sugars and potassium, which are fantastic in moderation, But eating too many at once can throw things off, especially for those of us over 60. Too much potassium can sometimes put a strain on our kidneys, which might not work as efficiently as they used to. And all that sugar, even though it's natural, can add up quickly, leading to those blood sugar spikes we talked about earlier, or even extra calories if you're watching your weight. Let me tell you about my cousin Linda, who's 65 and loves her bananas. She used to eat 3 bananas every afternoon as her snack, thinking she was making a healthy choice. But she started noticing she felt a bit sluggish and even had some mild leg cramps, which can sometimes happen if your potassium levels get out of balance. I suggested she cut back to 1 banana at a time and spread them out, like 1 in the morning and maybe 1 later in the day. She also started mixing in other fruits, like berries or an apple, to keep things varied. Within a few days she felt lighter, her energy was more consistent, and those cramps gone. So, here's your next tip. Stick to 1 banana at a time, and don't make it your only fruit of the day. If you're craving more, pair that banana with a different fruit or a small handful of nuts to balance things out. This keeps your body happy and your nutrition diverse, which is so important for staying vibrant in our golden years. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you: peeling bananas the wrong way. I know it sounds silly. How can there be a wrong way to peel a banana? But hear me out. Most of us peel bananas from the stem end, tugging and pulling until it opens. But that can bruise the fruit, make it mushy, or even leave you with those stringy bits that get stuck in your teeth. Plus, if you're dealing with arthritis or weaker grip strength, which many of us experience as we age, the tugging can be a real hassle. The better way? Peel from the bottom or the non-stem end like monkeys do. It's easier on your hands, and the banana comes out cleaner and less damaged. I learned this trick from my granddaughter, of all people. She's 10, and one day she showed me how she opens her bananas by pinching the bottom tip. The peel splits open so easily, and the banana stays perfect. I tried it, and let me tell you, it was a game changer, especially on days when my hands are a little stiff. So, your next actionable tip is to peel your bananas from the bottom. Just pinch the tip gently, pull the peel back, and enjoy a smoother, less messy banana. It's a small change, but it makes eating bananas more enjoyable and easier on your hands. Plus, you'll feel like you're in on a little secret that even kids know. Let's move on to another common mistake: ignoring the power of bananas in balanced meals. A lot of us think of bananas as a standalone snack or a quick breakfast, but we're missing out on their potential to make our meals more nutritious and satisfying. Bananas aren't just for eating on their own. They can be a fantastic addition to meals, adding natural sweetness and nutrients. But if you're not incorporating them thoughtfully, you might be missing out on their full benefits or overloading on sugar, without balancing it with other food groups. Think about my friend Margaret, who's 70 and loves to cook. She used to eat a banana as her dessert after lunch, but she'd still feel hungry an hour later. I suggested she use bananas as part of her meals instead. For example, she started slicing half a banana into her morning oatmeal with a sprinkle of chia seeds and a drizzle of almond butter. The combination of fiber, healthy fats, and protein kept her full for hours, and she loved the creamy sweetness the banana added. She also tried adding banana slices to a turkey and spinach sandwich. For a touch of sweetness, it sounds unusual, but she says it's her new favorite. So, here's your next tip. Get creative and use bananas as an ingredient in balanced meals. Try blending them into smoothies with spinach and protein powder, adding slices to whole grain cereal, or even grilling a banana with a sprinkle of cinnamon for a warm, healthy dessert. This way, you're not just eating a banana. You're building a meal that fuels your body and keeps you satisfied. We're making such great progress, my friends, and I love how we're turning something as simple as a banana into a tool for better health. These tips are all about making small, doable changes that fit into your life, because that's what Golden Life is all about. Living well, feeling great, and enjoying every moment. There's more to come, so keep watching as we uncover the final mistakes you might be making and how to fix them. Let's keep shining bright together. Hello, my wonderful Golden Life family. We're in the home stretch now, and I'm so excited to wrap up this journey with you. We've already uncovered some game-changing tips about how to eat bananas the right way, choosing ripe ones, pairing them with other foods, storing them properly, eating them in moderation, peeling them like a pro, and using them in balanced meals. If you've been nodding along, thinking, I need to try that, you're already on your way to making bananas a true health hero in your life. Today, we're going to tackle the final 2 mistakes you might be making and wrap it all up with some encouragement to help you feel empowered and ready to take action. So let's dive in and keep this golden glow going. One mistake that's easy to overlook is tossing out overripe bananas. You know those bananas that are super soft, covered in brown spots, or even starting to smell a little too sweet? I used to think they were past their prime and belonged in the trash. But let me tell you, those overripe bananas are like hidden treasures for your health and your kitchen. As bananas ripen, their sugars become even more concentrated, making them perfect for naturally sweetening recipes without adding processed sugar. Plus, they're still packed with nutrients like potassium and fiber, which are so important for keeping our hearts strong and digestion smooth as we age. Let me share a story about my friend Dorothy, who's 67 and loves baking. She used to throw out her overripe bananas, thinking they were no good. One day, I showed her how to mash them up and use them in a simple banana bread recipe. No added sugar needed because the bananas were sweet enough. She was amazed at how moist and delicious the bread turned out. And now she freezes her overripe bananas to use in smoothies, pancakes, or even as a base for homemade ice cream. So here's your next tip. Don't throw out overripe bananas. Repurpose them. If they're too soft to eat fresh, peel them, pop them in a freezer bag, and save them for recipes. Blend them into a smoothie with some berries and yogurt. Mash them into oatmeal or bake them into muffins for a healthy treat. Not only will you reduce waste, but you'll also add a burst of flavor and nutrition to your meals. It's a win-win. Now let's talk about the final mistake: not listening to your body when it comes to bananas. We're all unique, and as we get older, our bodies give us little signals about what works and what doesn't. For some of us, bananas are a daily delight, but for others, they might cause a bit of digestive discomfort, like bloating or even mild heartburn, especially if you have a sensitive stomach or conditions like acid reflux. This doesn't mean you have to give up bananas entirely, but it does mean paying attention to how your body reacts and adjusting accordingly. I learned this lesson myself a few years ago. I love bananas, but I noticed that eating them late at night sometimes left me feeling a little off. My stomach would gurgle, and I'd have trouble sleeping. I started experimenting and realized that eating bananas earlier in the day, like mid-morning or as an afternoon snack, worked much better for me. I also found that eating smaller portions, like half a banana at a time, was easier on my system. So your final tip is to tune in to your body. If bananas make you feel great, keep enjoying them with the tips we've covered. But if you notice any discomfort, try eating them at different times of the day in smaller amounts, or paired with soothing foods like oatmeal or yogurt. You know your body best, and making these small tweaks can help you enjoy bananas without any drawbacks. As we come to the end of this video, I want to take a moment to celebrate you. You're here learning, growing, and taking steps to live your healthiest, most vibrant life, and that's something to be proud of. Bananas are such a simple fruit, but as we've seen, small changes in how we eat them can make a big difference in how we feel, whether it's choosing ripe bananas, pairing them with protein, or getting creative with overripe ones. These tips are all about empowering you to feel your best every day. I hope that you'll walk away from this video feeling excited to try something new and confident that you're making choices that support your golden years. If you've loved this video and found these tips helpful, I'd be so grateful if you'd give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who loves bananas as much as you do. Drop a comment below and let me know. Have you been making any of these mistakes? Or maybe you have a favorite way to enjoy bananas that I haven't mentioned. I read every single comment, and I love hearing from you. It's what makes this Golden Life community so special. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you never miss a video. We've got so much more to explore together, from health tips to recipes to ways to keep shining bright. Thank you for being here, my friends. You're not just living, you're thriving, and I'm so honored to be part of your journey. Keep eating those bananas the smart way, keep taking care of yourself, and let's keep this golden life glowing. I'll see you in the next video.